How did my blood pressure go down? Pardon me, I'm giving back. In my last video, I talked about moving through vectors, and I opened a loop on blood pressure. I also opened and closed a loop on my cholesterol. Through one of my vectors, I came to understand self-love. And when I did, after a year, I no longer had a cholesterol issue and they took me off of statins. This is medically verifiable information. Later, during COVID, I tried to explain to people that I saw a lot of bad was still to come after COVID went away. I thought it was all going to happen very quickly. My family thought I was very crazy because I said, do all this stuff right now to protect against information getting hard to find and understand, electricity and food being harder to get. Make sure you know how to grow these kind of seeds and how to make that kind of nutrient for that type of soil. And they said, okay, at first, because things were going really bad at the beginning of COVID. And then a few days, few hours in, they started questioning it because the world wasn't falling apart as fast as I was predicting that things might. My predictions in many ways have continued to pay out and pay forward, as many predictions have around major vectors in world events. I can't predict lottery numbers. I can't tell you what day or date a particular thing is going to happen, but just like the world midnight clock, a bunch of people get together and evaluate circumstances, and they come to see that a lot's going on negatively. When I predicted that out and others railed against me, my blood pressure shot up. My blood pressure shot through the roof. My mind acted on my body so that the other people around me would stop and put their attention on me. And they did. And I got a pill for my blood pressure. But nobody talked through why it ever went up in the first place. And nobody talked through clearly why moving to Colorado and being back in nature brought it back down. And then when my partners lied to me about what they were doing and stole my business from me, as you might imagine, I had another crisis. And I was still healing from so many. I was in a triple bubble pop of my own understanding of myself and what my self-worth was and what my meaning was, because I built that company to give it away, and they took it away. I built the company to give away. I gave stock to employees. I wanted all employees to have Class A stock. My partners fought at me on it the whole time. Employees can only have Class B. They'll never understand how to run a company. I said, that's not true. They are the company. We fought like that well before I moved to Colorado, and as soon as I moved to Colorado and needed a little bit of money back out of the business that I funded, that I built, that I created, that I architected, they lied to me and they cooed and they stole my business. And as a result, there's almost no brown, black, or diverse programs happening in Kenosha and Racine. Black people aren't talked about in the news the same way. All the accomplishments and bright spots seem to go to the whitest of the white in Racine and Kenosha County. That's a very large butterfly effect. I don't have visions of grandiosity. I have measurements of my impact and how it's rippled through. And when my ideas are ripped out, how the tide comes crashing back on people. Leeward Business Advisors very quickly shrunk in size, losing their major account because they didn't do one thing they needed to: stay present with the understanding and meaning of their biggest opportunity, which was always to keep track of for a client what we could predict before the client got into trouble. I wrote about this. I blogged about this. My ex-wife helped write LinkedIn articles about this and the Maslow's theory and living on the edge of chaos. And at the time then and now and presently, they all measure as very sound and durable ways to build organisms and organizations that live in balance and can give out more than they take in. I've mentioned several books, and I opened this video by telling you about my blood pressure. It came back down when I was in nature, but then I lost my business and my mind got really hard to manage. And in that moment, I came, I would say, simultaneously highly depressed and hyper at the same time. It was difficult to find the energy to do anything, and when I did, I wanted to try to do everything at once. That's not balance in a mind or a body. And when we're like that, our weight goes up and down, our anxiety goes up and down, our panic goes up and down, our addictions become unstoppable. I do still smoke some nicotine. I've stopped drinking. I've significantly reduced my reliance on marijuana as a way to calm my body so that my mind could settle. Nicotine, I would say, calms my mind a little bit and gives me a little bit of energy sometimes when my body is run down, because there's a lot going on in the world and I don't always just get to do what I need to right now. Sometimes I need to help friends or family or others. So that takes from my energy right now. And I'm okay with that because I can sleep a little bit later or the next day, and I'm genuinely pretty good at catching up on sleep. And as long as my blood pressure always checks in nominal range, and as long as I get up like the sun does every day and I produce and I provide and I eat and I make ways to feed myself, everything else becomes a distraction. Money, debt, the layers of extraction look like a really cruel magic trick. No matter how much you make today, it's almost impossible to provide for your great-grandchildren's future. And isn't that what we've all been trying to do? Go from one place to another, get better, in that place make the place better so that it will be better for our family in the future. I'm Michael, a regenerative architect. I talk long, I talk wide. I move through many domains when I speak because I'm knowledgeable across many domains. If I were to sit with these videos, which I or someone will in the future, and go to post-edit with them, I would put pedagogy to this, and I would remap it to what I think your prior way of learning and understanding looks like, and even then I would still be wrong for some. So at the moment, I'm sharing my insights as I have them and recording them as honestly and transparently as I possibly can, because as a transparent, I've seen metamorphosis of a body, and as a person who's come through trauma and feels for other people, I felt the metamorphosis of mind, and I found peace and beauty in both types of change to get to a new higher understanding and a better state so that our outsides and our insides together can cooperate so we can be seen and see others, and we can navigate this changing world accurately. Because natural consequences are real. Everything else is man-made. It's made up. It always has been. You can see it. You've participated in making up many of the rules in the games. You can participate in making the rules in the games go away and finding nature, finding what your God's plan is, your understanding, your energy from the sun, what grows in your backyard. What does it mean to get out by a beach? What does it mean to turn the dirt over with a shovel? Just go do that for a little bit and think about what you're doing while you're doing it, and see if you don't come to have an understanding somewhat like mine, which is if I woke up every day, went out to my backyard and spent a few hours, and then came in with a bushel of food, and then spent a few hours cleaning it, and then spent a few hours on a hobby, maybe fishing, maybe making some puzzles, maybe making toys for kids out of wood, and then came back in and cleaned that food a little bit more and put it over fire and heated it and shared it with my family, and we all ate a wonderful full meal. Maybe that'd be the only meal we ate that day, was a very large supper. And we might even go to bed early. Some of us might get up later by candlelight and read a book. Others might get up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and go for a moon night stroll. Some might get up and go to the playground and sit on a swing and just feel the power of God. It's beautiful. Don't let them judge you for it. I feel your pain, not mine. Sometimes these tears are almost a form of humor for me, not that I laugh at anyone, but sometimes we laugh at things that are difficult. Sometimes when I talk about something and I feel that so many others were put in bad situations, tears come. Like you might chuckle at a nervousness, I tear at the feeling that others are hurt because of words. Sticks and stones might break one's bones. Don't ever let words hurt you. They're not real. Someone made them up. Just like we agreed to call this blue and we agreed to call that green, others call this particular one azul. What do you call the other one? What do you call yourself? What do you call your universal natural intelligence? What do you call your inner peace? Who do you call your one love? You all are mine. I love you all. Peace to all brothers and sisters on any spectrum, by any way you could measure it. You are uniquely beautiful. That is what God has been looking to tell you for so very long. I'm sorry he said, hey, I'm trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. What God meant to say was, this is a bunch of noise. Don't pick up this call. Ignore it. Go put your toes in the sand. Go put your nose in the clouds. See what God has to offer you. It's food. It's energy. It's education. It's health. It's balance. It's a higher organized understanding of yourself and how to be love.